I'm Julie Blanner from the lifestyle blog, julieblanner.com, and I'm here with Alicia today from On3 Designs, who is here to teach you some calligraphy and show you how to address an envelope.
To start with envelope calligraphy, you'll need some basic materials. So first we have a straight pen holder. You can pick these up at your local craft store or some of my favorite sources. You'll need some nibs. So this is a really great beginner nib here. This is called the Nico G. This is one of my favorites for beginners. And I also have a Bros nib here. It's also called the Blue Pumpkin. It's one of my favorites. It's a little bit more flexible. You'll need your ink. So here I have a small jar of Sumi ink. It's a specific type of ink that I love for practicing, and it's also my go-to for black ink. And then you'll need your envelopes. For a little bit of a finer look, I love to use this oblique pen holder with one of my finer nibs. If you're going for a metallic look, I love using these watercolor palettes. I have a rose gold and a copper here. So what you need to do is use a paintbrush. It doesn't need to be anything special. And a little jar of water. So you just dip your brush into the water and prepare your watercolor. With these watercolors, getting the consistency is going to be key, because if it's too watery, it's going to glob and run and sort of bleed, and if it's too thick, it's not going to flow how you want it. So you're going to have to play around a little bit with consistency. Once you have your watercolor palette how you want it, just pick up your nib and brush a little bit of that ink onto your nib. What you're going to want to do is make sure that that little vent is filled with the watercolor, just like that. And then you can start writing. To assemble your pen, the first thing that you're going to want to do is to place your nib into your pen holder. So if you take the base of your nib, which is the rounded part, not the sharp part, and place it in between the metal ring and the prongs at the top there. And just slide it in. Just want to make sure that it's firm, not wiggling around too much. So what you'll do is you'll dip your nib into the ink, and you want to make sure that you are filling that vent. So when you dip it into your ink, you want to make sure that you can't see through your nib. And that sort of acts as your ink reservoir. When you're ready to write, holding your pen is going to be the next biggest part of the process. So hold your pen in your hand. You're going to want to hold it a little bit differently than a pencil. So when you're used to writing with a pencil, you're going to be more at a 90-degree angle. So what I'm going to have you do is put your hand down at more of a 45-degree angle to your paper. That's going to allow the sharp part of your nib here to press down onto the paper. So when you start writing, the key to getting those beautiful, thick, thin lines that's so characteristic of calligraphy is going to be all about the pressure. So what I want you to keep in your head while you're practicing is light on the upstrokes and heavy on the downstrokes.
Hi, I'm Julie from the lifestyle blog, julieblanner.com, and with me today is Alicia from On3 Designs. Today, Alicia is going to show you how to do some of the basic calligraphy strokes. Hi, I'm Julie Blanner from the lifestyle blog, julieblanner.com, and I'm here with Alicia today from On3 Designs, who is here to teach you some calligraphy and show you how to address an envelope.
Before you start writing, you'll want to run through some practice drills. So what I like to do is start with your grid paper here and just make straight lines. So as you're making these straight lines, play a little bit with the pressure. So do a little bit of pressure to get some really thin lines, and do really heavy pressure to get those really pretty thick lines. The next shape that I like to make are going to be just lowercase elves. So again, when you're making your letter forms, just remember to go really light on the upstroke and heavy on the downstroke, and that's going to give you that really beautiful, thick, thin look. The next shape is going to be arches. So just start at the bottom here. Again, really light on that upstroke, heavy on that downstroke. And your last shape is just going to be little O's. So you want to start at the top here, heavy on that downstroke, light on that upstroke, little loop at the top. And that's how I like to warm up. We are going to run through some of the basic letter forms. So when you have your grid sheet here, what you're going to want to do is sort of follow these lines. So to make a capital A, sort of start down at the bottom. Again, light on that upstroke and heavy on that downstroke. And then you complete with your little cross there. And lowercase, we're going to start down here at the top of your letter. Make your bump first, heavy on that downstroke, and then make the back part. So practice that, fill up a whole row with A's, and then you can move on to your next letter. So for B's, start at the back here, light on that upstroke, heavy on that downstroke to make the back, the base of that B there. Make your little bumps.